Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Rain World, a world in which it rains all of the time. I'm sorry, I don't think that's really true. I think we're just particularly in a particularly rainy season, perhaps. I think randomly sometimes it just happens so that you end up seeing rain for multiple days in a row randomly. So I'm not sure. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, even if it rained constantly, I don't think I would complain about that. I think it's actually a pretty kind of an interesting element that sometimes it rains a lot. Perhaps, I mean, I think it's like the forest biome. Perhaps it's kind of like more of a rainy biome now. I don't know if this is a feature or a bug, but it does seem like we've been experiencing a lot of rain lately. But this world is actually, I'm just joking about that. This world is actually called the Prologue World. Welcome to the Prologue World. Welcome to my wonderful house, the Minehead farmhouse. That's the Minehead farm. I was gonna say the Minehead farmhouse house. No, that's it's just the Minehead farmhouse. That's the first house. This is like the second house now. So today I gotta pick up the conversation from the last episode. I was trying to talk about existential absurdity, in particular the absurdity of doing what I'm doing, of trying to record, to do this channel, of making these silly videos. They're not. I mean, I've been having a hard time, just to pick up where I left from. I've been having a very hard time trying to rationalize to myself my behavior, trying to come to terms, trying to understand why am I doing this, because I haven't really followed through with the initial premise of the channel. So, I talked about that a little bit in the last episode, and then I got sidetracked onto other topics. So I kind of want to return to the topic of the absurdity of this phenomenon of doing these casual Minecrafting videos, and why I do think I have been able to come up with rationalizations for this, although they're kind of sus reasons. They're not. I don't feel very confident in how rational it actually is. Before I get to all of that, I want to reorganize my inventory. I want to go through. I want to organize. I want to figure out where I'm going to have where I'm going to stash everything. And I want to move everything over from the temporary construction site over to these chests, and I want to move everything over from the first house over. Oh well, I have all of these hoes and axes on me though, so I take that back. I should go back out there and chop some trees actually before I do that, because I want to just go ahead and use up these axes and these hoes. Yeah, let's do that first. Let's do that first, and then I'll reorganize my inventory. How about that? I think that's a good plan. Let's do that. And then I can get right into the topic if I do that. Then I don't have to ask you guys to bear with me until I actually get to the topic. I can get straight to the topic. All right, yeah. Let's just keep chopping trees, and like all of those trees in that direction. All of those trees need to go. These trees over there, I'm gonna just chop all of those down. Well, in this direction too. Is there anything else that's trying to fight me right now? No creepers, right? Oh, there's a spider. I'm not seeing creepers. I think we're good on... There we go. There is a creeper over there. I don't see any more of them. Let's get that creeper. Hey, buddy. I think that's all of the mobs. See, if I come out right after the night and have to kill mobs, then I have to return because I need to drop off the drops, because I don't want to have the drops in my inventory. If I'm gonna go chop trees, I don't want to have those drops in my inventory. This is gonna be the drops chest. It's an excellent opportunity to go ahead and get it going. All right, well now we're ready to go chop trees. Let's go chop trees. Oh, there's a spider there too. I'm just gonna leave that spider alone. I want to get to chopping trees. I'm talking to you guys about absurdity. It's a very, very important topic. Yeah, there's trees in this direction too. I'm gonna need to fly around this area a little bit and plan ahead, just to figure out exactly how this is gonna be shaped. Go over here. Okay, I wish I had more dirt on me to just fill this in right now. This thing is still floating in the air, jutting out. But the idea basically was to have staircases going up this way and then up this way too, and then have the wall extend in this direction and continue going in this direction, and then I was going to level a whole bunch of this terrain to open this space up. I did have this question in my mind of whether or not the plateau, the level that this house is on, that the Minehead farmhouse is on, is if it's on the same level with the flower fields over there. So I'm not sure. Well, let's check. Let's see what level that is and where. Some more zombie fresh zombie flesh. Fresh flesh over here. Yeah, wow, it's on the same exact level as the second milestone tree is going to be at. I'm surprised that still hasn't grown. It's been a few days since I planted that and still hasn't grown. Sure, I'll take this free egg. I like to hoard free eggs, even though I don't do absolutely anything with them. I love how the house looks from a distance. It's so nice how it kind of peeks out from behind the trees. All of these trees, most of these trees are going to go though, perhaps today. Yeah, so this is the level of the farmhouse right here, where I'm at right now. That's not bad. Oh, there's another egg. I was expecting this layer to be like way further up. Well, it's not. It's like this is like one layer up from the plateau. I tend to end up flattening out plateaus, I've noticed. Alright, so do I want to actually continue in this direction, chop? Because there's also a bunch of trees over where the second obelisk is going to need to go, and I need to chop those trees down as well. But also these trees over here are going to need to go. So perhaps those trees are actually not quite the first priority. Because I can get away with just not really bothering with them for now. There's more important places that need the tree chopping. But I also need lots of wood, and those trees need to go eventually. Yeah, I'll just spend this episode chopping these trees down, and then I'll probably do like a couple more episodes actually, just to filling up my tree stash, my wood stash. It would also be nice to go around this giant hole, just to make this hole more visible, because when it's kind of hiding behind trees like this, it's a bit hidden, and I do worry a little bit sometimes about accidentally falling into it if I'm trying to run away from something and I go into the woods to seek refuge in the trees, and then there's a hole. I forgot there's a hole there, and then you just fall into the hole. I do worry about that a little bit. But I guess we're just gonna get right into the trees. Let's go ahead and start chopping. I've already babbled for half an episode, or half a day at least. I guess we're making the episodes a little longer now anyway, so I'm not too concerned. I'm not trying to go out of my way to pace myself anymore. This needs to be as relaxing as it can get. Like I am trying to maintain like a relaxing ambience in this channel. Although it's hard to call it cozy. I wouldn't call this content cozy content, because I'm too contrarian to be cozy. I talk about triggering subjects, about things that are if they're not triggering, they're still kind of tedious. They're not. Well, that's the wrong word too. What's the right word that I'm trying to think of? About the kind of stuff I talk about. Like it's not cozy because it's kind of dry, and like it's philosophical. It's dense. There we go. It's dense. It's dense, and I guess it's still casual. Like I'm casually presenting philosophical concepts to you guys, and they're not even real philosophical concepts. They're like my own. This tree is a big tree. I should preserve this tree. they're like my own takes on some philosophical things, and then I talk about things that are completely my own, that are like the family tribe revival. That's not a topic that you can search for, right? That's just my own conception. So, and I talk about those kinds of things more than I talk about actual philosophy that you would encounter on an actual philosophy channel. This is a fake philosophy channel, guys. I mean, I call it amateur philosophy because it is philosophy because it's the purest form of philosophy. It's what you would come up with if you're supposed to. The Socrates style philosophy, Socrates would be proud of me. You're supposed to just think for yourself. Just think about what you make of the world and what you think you should be doing. You should kind of do that first and come up with your own conception of the world first, and then research those things, and then look into what other people have said about that. That's kind of, I do believe that that's the way, the purest form of philosophy. Oh shit, what the fuck? Where did that come from? I didn't see any skeletons around me. I don't know. Just as the train sounds are happening, I get ambushed by a skeleton. Where did that come from? What the hell? Is a skeleton somewhere? Was there sometimes skeletons hide underneath trees after the night because they don't necessarily despawn right away. But I'm not seeing, where did he come from? Oh, did he come from he came from the hole. He came from the cave. I guess that's the thing. I gotta watch out for mobs coming out of the cave. Yikes. Okay, well, I'm glad that didn't end in some kind of disaster. It's a big drop. This is a death drop. That is a death drop. I gotta be very cautious about this cave. Yeah, he died right there. And the mobs can't really reach me out of there, but I guess a skeleton can. A skeleton arrow, their arrows will actually get to me. Let's fill that in. What am I doing now? Yeah, more trees. Let's get back to the tree chopping. That skeleton disappeared. He died to the sun. I guess I'm gonna go down there and collect the bones, just for the heck of it. Just because I like hoarding. I like hoarding my skeleton. I like hoarding the free drops. I always go get the free drops, especially if they're in easy access like this. And now I've carved a pathway down. Now it's possible for creepers to crawl out of there and come to the surface. That's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. And I guess there's an easy fix for that. Let's just do that, and then there we go. Now nothing can crawl out of there, except for some skeleton arrows. That's all right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep it like that. Yeah, isn't it funny that I went back to the house to drop off the drops, and then I end up with an inventory that's half full with drops anyways. It's a little a little funny, I would say. Somewhat slightly entertaining. It's almost sundown now. I got time for a couple more trees. Wow, well, now that was quite a distraction there. I forgot where I was at. I forgot where my train of thought was going. I wanted to talk about, that's right, I'm trying to talk about the absurdity of how I don't have clarity. I don't really have genuine clarity about why I'm doing this. I've come up with some rationalizations, but if you have to think about it, if it's not clear, that's a red flag. That means that those rationalizations are subject to error. Like they're like I'm making, this would be called mental gymnastics, is the colloquial term for these kinds of rationalizations. So it's really hard to actually stand behind them, to stand behind the reasonings for this. So what are they? Why do I think? What are my bad rationalizations for why I'm doing this? I do think that there is a therapeutic quality to this kind of content. Once again, this is a bad rationalization. I have no idea if this is actually the case. So it's kind of imaginary. My rationale, my reasons for these, I'm just kind of I'm imagining this is what it is. This is what I would like to think I'm doing. I'm making therapeutic content here. I think that there is a charm. There is like a therapeutic quality to to this kind of casual conversation, this the sharing of your internal monologue, of the raw, unfiltered, unedited monologue. I think that it's strangely satisfying for lonely people that are disconnected from don't socialize very much, like myself, frankly. It can be strangely satisfying to engage with this kind of content, because it reveals our shared human nature, the unedited internal monologue. It's relatable. This is the way that you're experiencing. This is more akin to your general day-to-day experience of what it's like to be a human. You have these thoughts in your head, and I'm just recording my thoughts, for better or for worse. It's the danger of this is that I'm going to slip up and say stuff that I'm going to regret saying, and then I don't edit those things out because I refuse to edit, because editing I haven't really gotten accustomed to editing to where I'm doing it regularly, and I'm not sure if I ever will, frankly. I've done a little bit of editing in the past, and it felt very tedious, as if Minecraft in itself, like this, that doesn't feel tedious to me anymore because I'm so used to it. I thoroughly enjoy it. So probably if I just got used to editing, I would probably get to where I do enjoy it. And it's a worthwhile way to spend my time. I mean, it would feel good to spend my time that way. Perhaps I would get to that level, to that state of existence, I guess. But I'm probably not going to, because I thoroughly enjoy making the unedited style content. I do think that, I think that it's worthwhile content. It's just that I do think that I should spend more time prepping for these videos, and I don't. So that in that regard, I'm still kind of lowering the bar. I'm lowering the bar of my own expectations of myself, because I was planning to start to if I was to take this channel more seriously, as I should, frankly, I should be spending more time trying to trying to write ahead of time. I'm hearing sounds. Oh, that's just from the honey. It's not a bad idea to start collecting honey. I don't think that's the only place where there's a honey naturally spawning honey hive. There might be some more of them out there, but I don't have bottles going on yet. I haven't started collecting honey yet. Honey is pretty good. It's a good stuff to have access to in your Minecraft world. Anyways, back to what I was saying though. So I do think that that I should, even given even granting me this premise that this style of content, it does have a therapeutic value to it, that there are going to be, I do think that there are going to be people that do enjoy watching this kind of stuff because it's relatable, because it's the kind of thoughts that you might find yourself having. You might have had thoughts like this about people think absurdity. It's so common to get carried away just trying to figure out what to freaking make of the world, what to make of your existence, of why, trying to rationalize your own behavior. I mean, this is all common subjects, right? That occur to us, that everybody goes through in their minds, right? So it's. I mean, and so this episode in particular, I think, has that kind of therapeutic quality. But in general, I do think that the kind of content that I'm making, I do think that there is a therapeutic, strangely satisfying charm to it, and that's kind of how I would describe it. It's strangely satisfying, and the value is in like the psychological, like a relief. It's kind of just it might feel. Oh, another axe. It might feel kind of like a sensation of empathy, of connection, of emotional connection, a kind of a parasocial emotional connection to a YouTuber, you might start to develop something like that. If you're into that kind of thing, if you, I do think that there's a space for that. That there is a room for that within the YouTube, the YouTube. The range of content on YouTube, that there is space for this kind of connection, channels that small channels that would cultivate this kind of connection with complete strangers out there that are seeking a parasocial connection with a YouTuber, just because it's like I'm making myself very accessible. Like you can just chat with me in the comments if you'd like. I was one of those people that was looking for channels like this to chat with, but I make very contrarian comments that most people don't appreciate, and most YouTubers don't really want to engage with odd comments, with strange comments. They'll engage with the easy comments, with affirmative comments that make them look good. Those are the kinds of comments that YouTubers want, because most YouTubers are here for the views. They're trying to maximize a return on their time investment. They're also trying to avoid spending too much time in their comment section. Whereas I'm trying to make connections with my commentators. I want to, like, I would be happy to have a lengthy comments conversation with my commentators about philosophical matters or about whatever is on your mind. I don't consider that to be a bad use of my time, because for me this is about trying to make parasocial connections with strangers on the internet. So I highly encourage people to leave comments and to chat with me in the comments. Any kind of comments. I encourage negative comments, critical comments. I actually kind of really enjoy that and really appreciate that, and I kind of thrive on that kind of stuff. I mean, those are the kinds of comments that I make to people. So you generally, I mean, I do try to not exclusively be like that. I do try to kind of sprinkle in my criticism gradually, to sort of gradually warm people up to it, because I know that most people don't actually have don't have much of a natural hunger for that. No, that's a bad word to use for that. It's not a hunger, an appetite for that. Most people do not have an appetite for engaging with critical commentators, because I think the assumption is that when you do get critical comments, the assumption is that's a person that has bad intentions. They're trying to make you look bad. They're trying to make you feel bad. Whereas that's most of the time. That's not really the case. I mean, those are the griefers. There are people like that out there. But you know what they do? The griefers, they don't leave you comments. They just dislike your videos. They're very passive aggressive and cowardly. Those are the griefers. The griefers will just leave a dislike on your video just to discourage you. The critical commentators, they have good intentions. They actually just want to talk to you, and they're making a critical comment. I mean, this is how what goes through my head when I'm making these kinds of comments. And what it is they're trying to maximize the efficiency of their communication. They're trying to communicate the thing that they most want to talk about. The thing that's most interesting for them to talk about is what they end up sharing with you in their comments. And if it makes sense that they would want to share something that's share an opposing perspective that they might have, because if you introduce something new to people, you have to expect that a lot of people are going to have a different intuition about what you're saying, and that might strike them as the most the thing that they would most want to talk to you about, because those are the interesting things. Those are the most interesting. That's where it gets interesting, right? Where there is our differences are more interesting than our similarities, because our similarities are kind of conclusive, right? Like if you do share common thoughts, well, that's kind of the end of the conversation. Like, all right, so we agree about that, and then what? The thoughts that when we disagree about things, A friendly, a healthy disagreement, a pleasurable, an enjoyable disagreement is actually is satisfying to engage with, because there is room for a conversation there. It gives you, like, it's something to talk about. Now you can talk about, you can express the reasons behind why your intuition is different, and share your different perspective, and try. The objective of that conversation is to distinguish the root of the delineation, to try to hone in on the point of delineation, as I call it. That's kind of the way that I like to call that principle, the point of delineation, the point at which your intuition is delineates, well, separates, becomes different from the perspective that you're engaging with, because sometimes it's not immediately obvious where that point is, right? So that's kind of that is a good way to that's kind of an objective of the introductory conversation that you might want to have with the person that you disagree with. Try to discern at what point does that disagreement actually begin, because you're going to, because it's not like the objective of a conversation about a disagreement should not be to arrive at an agreement, because you can't really expect that from people. You can't expect people to change their minds on the spot just from what you're telling them. The objective should be to try to come to a mutual understanding of each other. And to do that, you need to discern these points of delineation. At what precise points does our intuition about things diverge? The point of divergence, right? So that's why, that's kind of the mentality of critical thinkers, of people that are like me, that like to leave critical comments. It's not in bad faith. They just want to talk to you, and that's the most important thing that they wanted to address in response to the video that you made, right? But from my experience, most people just do not respond to those kinds of comments because they're complicated. It's difficult to engage. It's risky to to engage in that because and it's time consuming. So most YouTubers, the bigger a YouTuber is, the less interested they're going to be in engaging with that kind of commentary. So I don't really. So that's why I wanted to start my own platform, start my own place, and invite other people like me, and hopefully people like me will discover me, will seek me out, and will join me in these conversations in the comments. And perhaps they also feel like they're kind of ideologically homeless on YouTube, and like nobody responds to them to their critical comments. It makes them feel like they're an asshole. It's not asinine to do that, because you're doing it. It's a matter of curiosity. You're doing this out of curiosity to try to get to know, to understand opposing viewpoints better, right? So that's kind of another way that I like to rationalize what I'm doing here. That's kind of a reason why I'm trying to do this. But as I said, I've kind of failed to do that because I'm not scripting this out. I should be doing more to prepare for these episodes than I have been. And for the time being, that's kind of the way that I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to be. I make a little index card with things to talk about to remind me of things that I want to talk about. And that's about as much effort as I'm willing to put into this for the time being. In the future, in the long run, I will be putting more effort into it once I get healthier. For the time being, now that I know that I have SIRS, I kind of have it. It kind of gives you an excuse to postpone your efforts, which is fair. I don't think that there's anything that makes it bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So that's kind of where I'm at currently. I've also kind of failed. There's another point I wanted to make. Another on my index card that I have this written down. A second way in which I failed to deliver on this channel. Where is it? Darn it! Where is it? I thought I had this. I can't find it now. Oh well, I don't. I can't. I'm not sure. I forgot, and I don't see it. I can't find. I thought that there was something else. Oh yeah, I'm not. The second reason I feel like I've kind of failed is that I'm not sure if I'm actually getting through to people. I'm not sure that it's the case that anybody is actually discovering the kind of audience that I wanted to reach. I'm not sure that audience that this content is actually coming through to that audience, and I'm not sure if that audience actually exists. It's kind of an imaginary audience at this point. Like I wish that there were people that were interested in intellectual conversation in the comments, right? About various things such as absurd existential things, philosophical things, amateur philosophy, trying to discern points of delineation, right? I'm not sure if there's people out there that are like myself. I might be particularly isolated and particularly unique in this. There might just not be people like that out there that will ever discover this channel. So in that regard too, I feel like I've kind of failed, because let's be real. Like it's probably the case that most of my viewers are probably freaking kids that are like teenagers. Right, I hope that they're at least they're teenagers. I hope that there aren't kids that are younger than 10, right, that are watching this stuff. If you're a kid and you're younger than 10, I want you to have your parents with you while you're watching this stuff. All right, if you're a parent and you're trying to and you're watching this with your kids, good. Thank you. Because I do feel like there should be some oversight. Parents should exercise some oversight over what their kids are watching on YouTube, because there's crazy things out there on YouTube, and kids are very impressionable, and I do feel like there is a real danger of kids being influenced by things that you don't want them influenced by. I mean, it's not necessarily that they're bad influences. It's just to preserve your sense of parental sovereignty over your children, just so that you have that you know what your kids are being influenced by. You should be trying to exercise a bit of an oversight over that, to even past the 10. Like I would think. Well, I mean, I just remember when I was 10 years old, I was already like kind of on my own, watching things on TV unsupervised. There wasn't really much of a YouTube scene at that time, and I didn't have a computer yet. I didn't have my own computer yet, so I couldn't have done that. But kids nowadays, it's so accessible to them that it's very common for kids to be watching YouTube videos at freaking 7, 8 years old. And it's not, and the thing is, also there's freaking like the officially family friendly like kid content. That stuff is weird. That stuff is even worse for your kids than this kind of than the uncensored, more like adult stuff. I mean, it's not like adult in the sense that it's R-rated, but adult in the sense that it's not geared towards kids. Like this channel, it's not geared towards kids. If you're a kid watching this stuff, you're a sophisticated kid. Like you're a smart kid, because most kids I think would be too bored with this. It's just not entertaining enough for most kids. Even though it's Minecraft, I would imagine that most kids would just nope out of this because it's too dry for them. I hope, right? Because I don't really like I don't really want. I'm not trying to captivate children. But I'm also not entirely, like, I'm not opposed to it. But I would wish for you to have your parents with you. If you're younger, please have your parents with you watching this stuff, because I talk about ideological matters that I think that if to an immature mind, if you haven't considered the variety of different ways of thinking about this stuff, I don't want to have that kind of preliminary influence on you. Like, because I talk about not having free will. I talk about the afterlife. I talk about religion and being a-religious, about atheism. That's the kind of stuff that I like. I do tend to talk about a lot. All right, I'm gonna have to just dive in and use a boat to get back up, because there's no way to get back up. I just wanted to collect all of this wood from that tree. That's how I ended up down here. And then I got to wrap up this episode. I do have a boat on me, right? I do have a boat. That's right. Now let's put it there for now. Yeah, just temporarily. I'm not sure why that's the key I went for. Let's go. I think I can make this jump safely. Whee! Oh yeah, it's always fun to do a little diving every now and then. It would be nice. I need to construct a ladder to take me right back up there. I do not have such a ladder yet. Where's my boat? Oh, that's right. I have it on the 3 key. So let's run away before the drowned with their tridents try to kill me. And it's almost nighttime. That's not good. I need to construct a staircase going down to the water over here. So many things. There's a lot of things I need to do on that note. A lot of plans. I have so many things I have to do before I get to the mountain. That's the long-term objective of this channel, to get to the freaking mountain, right? But anyways, I need to get back to the topic. I was trying to talk about the ways in which I feel like I've failed a little bit, kind of, in my initial expectations of this channel, in what I envisioned for this channel. I'm not sure if I'm actually getting through to anybody. So, because I'm not sure if I'm reaching the kind of audience that I would like to reach. And I'm not sure if that audience exists. I'm reaching the audience of people that find it, like, I think there are people out there that just find it somewhat refreshing. Excuse me. That find it refreshing to, yeah, let's just go in here and sleep in my convenient bed over here. The convenience, the easy yellow bed. Oh wow, you can see the sunset a little bit from over here. That's cool. Can I just hang out here for a second and watch the sunset? Yeah, it's already kind of the end of it. Oh well. Yeah. Just finishing thoughts now. I want to go back to collect the drops from that tree. Oops. The drops from that tree, and then I want to drop off the loot, drop off all of that wood that I gathered, and then I'm going to end the episode. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm actually reaching the kind of audience. The kind of audience that I am reaching are the unedited inner monologue voyeurists, because it's a bit of a voyeurism to just to observe a person's to listen in. You're kind of eavesdropping on my inner monologue is what's going on. I mean, I'm sharing it with you voluntarily, but I think that's kind of the appeal, is to see what it's like to be another person, you're kind of spying on my inner monologue. But I know about this, so it's not really voyeurism, because I'm aware I'm giving it to you freely, right? Why am I chopping more trees? I just said I wasn't going to do that. All right, last final tree, and then I guess there's a little bit more trees over here to chop. There's just a few more. Oh man, now I feel like I gotta complete what I'm doing. Well, no, because I'm gonna get carried away chopping these. Well, no, right here it cuts off right here. Yeah, let's just. All right, I'm gonna finish what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting carried away, doing more than I anticipated, making this a bit of perhaps too long of an episode. I'm out of inventory space too, running out of inventory space. That's all right. I still have a little bit. I think I have just enough inventory space to finish what I'm doing here. This might be the 5th day. Is this already the 5th day? I'm kind of making this longer than a bit of on the long side. I would prefer to make these like under 40 minutes, if I had good control over my timing, which I don't. But I'm trying to make these under 40 minutes. But I do feel like I said everything I wanted to say about the existential absurdity of my efforts here. So yeah, it's kind of I'm making a suspense. I'm not planning to be even trying. I've kind of let go of the plan to try to make more. Oh man, I want to keep this tree, because I'm going to level this dirt down a little bit. So this tree is going to become a little taller, because this dirt is probably going to get leveled down. I'm going to retain that tree, and these I just wanted to get rid of these oak trees over here. All right, that's it. I'm totally done with the tree chopping over here, going in this direction. That is it. This tree might also get chopped down. Should I just go ahead and chop it? It's kind of on the short side. Am I really going to level this further down. Even if I level this one further down, that's it's only going to be one. Yeah, let's go ahead and chop it. It's a bit on the short side. I don't like this tree. I'm going to go ahead and chop this tree down too. And then I'll be completely done with the trees on this side. That's worth it. It's worth it to do that just for the sake of completion, isn't it, Mr. Pig? I'm gonna miss these regular the pink the temperate pigs, they're calling them. I know that there's an upcoming update that's introducing cold pigs and warm pigs, and cold cows and warm cows, and cold chickens and warm chickens. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like to see new content rolling out, but I also like it that I have that these older worlds. Like, I don't plan to start new worlds, guys. If I want to get to that content, I'm just going to have to go further out to get to that content. And I'm not planning to do that anytime soon. So I'm just going to have roll with temperate pigs and unlittered forests. There's going to be tree litter in the forests. That's coming up. Yeah, I kind of just want to hoe this canopy down, and then get back to the house, and then end the episode. So let's just to bring this to an end, I'm just going to look over my little index card real quick. Shared experience of absurd. Yeah, there's also, like, I know that absurdity is a common theme for our inner thoughts, trying to discern what the hell is life about. Why are we doing the things that we're doing? I mean, for me, I struggled with that for a very long time. I compulsively was stuck in this existential crisis state where I was stuck thinking about what is the point of life for a very, very long time. For years, it was just on the forefront of my mind. I compulsively thought about that, and I did come up with an answer. I ended up the answer that was satisfying for me, that was conclusive for me, was family tribe revival. I came up with my own concept. I didn't derive this. I didn't read books on this. I was just stuck thinking about this, and this is what I independently came up with: a family tribe revival. And I have a bunch of previous episodes on this topic. I think most recently there's a fairly recent episode that's called Family Tribe Revival. One of the earlier episodes that I made earlier this year. So if you're interested to find out what I mean by that, please, by all means, check that out. That's probably one of the most intellectually potent episodes that I've made so far, and I highly recommend that you look into that if you're interested in if you like the kinds of stuff that you're hearing from me. Please check that episode out. So, because that's basically what I consider to be the point of life, of my life personally, is family tribe revival. I like the objective of working towards cultivating the prehistoric social structure of being in a large-sized family of relatives that live and work together. That's the objective, and this is something that would happen over the course of multiple generations that you're not going to see the completion of within your lifetime, but that's what I work towards. And in some way, I have to rationalize everything that I do towards that objective. So in a way, that's my rationalization for why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this very sloppy kind of content where I completely unedited slop content. Junk. This is total rubbish by YouTube standards, right? But I think that I do rationalize this by imagining that it has a therapeutic effect to it. I'm not entirely sure if it does or not. It's kind of just a rationalization, perhaps a false rationalization. I like to have this spot open for the gunpowder, and then for there's actually two. There's going to be a bunch the eyes. The spider eyes and spider web there and there, and then there's just going to be some. Do I still have the spare shield? Yeah, I'm going to drop off the spare shield over here too. This is going to be my chest with the common tools and such that I need over here. I guess I'm going to do the reorganization, the inventory reorganization next episode, and this is where I'm going to keep my wood drops. Yeah, let's just extend this outwards out to here. I'm sure I'll have lots more oak saplings to come. And then I'll stash my spare sticks over here also, and the birch logs and the oak logs. Lots of oak logs. I'll have two lines of oak logs, because I'm not done chopping trees. I need to go next episode. I need to go to the other side and chop trees down towards the obelisk, towards the second death obelisk that I need to construct. Let's go ahead and start burning these for charcoal, because I'm low on charcoal. That needs to happen. All right, and then next episode, I guess I'll just grab these oak logs. I need to not fill my inventory up with tools yet, because I need to leave these spots open, because I'm gonna do a bunch of reorganization. I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of stuff back. I'm gonna collect all of my stuff, bring everything in, officially move in next episode. I gotta move in all of the inventory. So that's that. I'm just gonna wrap this up. I'm sorry that this episode went on for too long again. It might have been over an hour. I'm not sure. Not sure how long I kept rambling on. It feels like it's been more than 5 days. We're probably on day 6. But I'm not concerned anymore about trying to keep these, about the episode length. I'm just granting myself the liberty to take as long as I need to with these episodes. I kind of want to end it on the second floor. I always go up to the third floor to begin and end my episode. I'm hardly ever over here making my finishing comments. Let's just do that for this one. I'm going to hang out over here as I'm watching this. It's already the sunset of the 6th day. Jesus. Taking way too long for these. But anyways, if you're still here, if you're enjoying this conversation, thank you very much. I would be very happy to hear from you. To let me know what kind of a person you are. If you're here for the intellectual, philosophical content, or if you just enjoy the casual, unedited sharing of my inner monologue. If you feel that that's strangely satisfying to you, and that's why you're here, and you like this content for that quality of it, let me know. Or I guess, if you're a kid, I really hope that you're being supervised by your parents. All right, if you're a parent that's with your kid right now, thank you. Let me know whether or not you find this something that you consider to be good for your children. I cannot make that claim. I am not sure if this is actually even good for kids, because it's too dense, and it's not really educational or particularly entertaining. So I would be surprised if there are kids out there, like teenagers. I hope that there aren't any kids that are under 10 watching this. But if you're a teenager, I mean, I can imagine a teenager that would find this entertaining and informative, and they would be interested in this kind of concept. You must be a smart teenager. Like, you must be a sophisticated teenager to be interested in this kind of dense, intellectual conversations about life. But I hope that your parents are comfortable with this kind of influence that I'm exerting on you, because I am not personally comfortable with sharing this kind of stuff with young kids without their parental supervision. Right, but I'm not opposed to teenagers. Like, if you're older, if you're like an older teenager, 15, 16 years old, yeah, you're old enough for this kind of stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong whatsoever with that. Even if you're not supervised by your parents, you should have complete freedom to watch whatever content you want at that age. So yeah, you're very welcome. If you're like over 15 years old, I don't think there's any, I would welcome you to this channel. Yeah, please join me for more adventuring, for more adventures into the absurdity of life, for an adventure of existential absurdity, an exploration of strange, of odd, of esoteric philosophical concepts. Is that where we're headed? Is that what we're doing here now? Absurd behavior is what this episode's going to be called. Welcome to the absurdity world. the prologue world, in which in which I engage in strange behavior, in which I mean, even the gameplay is kind of strange. Nobody does this the way I don't know if there's anybody out there that does this the way that I do. I'm super compulsive in the way that I play Minecraft, and I take forever getting around to actual gameplay elements. Like I got a second house build. I still don't have enchantments. I still barely scratched the surface. I haven't gotten into the caves at all. I mean, one time I went to the caves that are underneath this house. Gosh, that's another thing I need to do before I get up to the mountain. And the main objective, the long-term objective of actually building stuff on top of the mountain, it's so distant. I'm still so far away from that. I'm going to have to keep playing this world towards day 500, 600 before I actually rotate out of it to another world. Because I want to build stuff on top of the mountain. That's where we're headed. It's going to take me potentially all freaking year. I might be stuck in this world with you guys for the remainder of 2025. The Prologue world might just end up being my 2025 world. And it's not like there's no ending to it either. I intend to keep returning to this world afterwards, even though I'm gonna kind of rotate in between multiple worlds. But enough of the rambling. I'm trying to end the episode here. I'm still getting carried away. I still have this bad habit of getting carried away, rambling at the end of the episode. I gotta stop doing that. All right. Thank you guys. It's just hard to find a good thought to end the episode on it. Right. It's kind of I struggle with that tremendously. But that's it. I gotta just stop talking. Just call it a day right here and now. All right, before music starts playing, before anything else comes to my mind that enables further comments. All right, I gotta stop. Thank you guys. If you're still with me, I appreciate you tremendously. It would be great to hear from you. I'm really looking forward to comments, and I will see you next time. I'll see you in the next episode. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. I already said that. That's it. Shadowlay, my fellows. Shadowlay.